Hello, everyone, and welcome to Get More Clients. I'm your host, Lynn Whitbeck. Business owners and entrepreneurs hire me to ignite winning sales because most are chasing down leads, lack client retention, conversion, and profit. The mission of this show is to educate, inspire, and motivate women around the world to build a robust sales strategy to get more clients, because most can't get more clients and haven't a clue why. You will learn to transform thinking to the client's perspective, eliminate lengthy, chaotic sales cycles to ignite your sales and unleash lasting profits. You will also have the opportunity to connect with me further to see how I can support you beyond today. Do you ever feel like your hair is on fire? One time, my brother's hair was literally on fire. We were at a bonfire and the wind had picked up. Suddenly, a gust blew the flames right at us. We both leapt back, but I saw my brother David's hair light up. I knocked him down and was trying to get dirt into his hair. Now, he's thinking, my crazy sister just jumped me and is beating me up. He starts swinging at me while I'm screaming, your hair is on fire. In the end, we were both filthy and had a few new bruises. And I have to tell you, we were also hoarse from all the yelling. Plus, my brother David needed a haircut. In sales and as entrepreneurs, business owners, we can often feel like our hair is on fire, especially for that small business owner and entrepreneur who is wearing way too many hats. There are many, many items on our to-do list, and it may seem counterintuitive, but we need to take immediate action, creating a plan in the moment to put the fire out. Every week, we are doing exactly that here on Get More Clients, taking immediate action to put out the fire, one strategic building block after another. Last week, we explored 5 ways to repurpose and refresh content to grow your client base. Today, we will build a winning sales process with valuable freebies and warm welcomes. These are vitally important activities to build your strategic sales plan. You want to attract, connect, and capture your prospects' attention with a valuable lead magnet. Then deliver a delightful client journey as you welcome them to your community. By the end of today's show, you will know how to identify the key ingredients to create a high-value lead magnet that converts. Deliver the valuable freebie with a method that trains your prospect to open and click through your emails. Deliver a wow experience to your new prospect as you welcome them to your community. The secret is in the sauce. It's not a better funnel, it's the right ingredients that produce delicious results. Answering your client why with the value they are seeking in a planned strategic process will keep your hair from catching fire. Instead, you'll ignite the fire for your leads. A lead magnet is an exchange of value for an email. The freebie content must align with your client why. I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but here it goes. What do they want, need, or lack? Start here. What problem does it help them solve, area of concern to be addressed, or answer a specific pain point? Why does it matter to them? What's in it for them to consume the content? So they can ... what? All right. In the last several episodes, I've provided guidance on where to start. Think of 10 questions your perfect client has. What about their top 10 objection points and their top 10 pain points? Choose one for your lead magnet content. If you receive the same question often, start with that. There are many formats to use for your lead magnet. The list goes on, and we're going to cover all of those different options in upcoming episodes and dive deep on a few specific items. And the thing is that you need to think of these options in terms of your target audience. So some things are going to be a better fit for your ideal audience. And so when you went through your ideal client avatar experience, those are behaviors, those psychographics that you picked up on that you can use here. And remember, you want to tie these lead magnets, the freebie, also connect with their emotions and their motivations. The lead magnet should be something they really want. It provides a tangible result or instant gratification. It has both perceived value and real value. It should help them move forward. It makes your visitors more aware of your work and your brand. And I want to point out that this freebie can be used in many different platforms, such as doing your own TV show. You can provide the link down below. And that's a great way to provide that freebie. You can use it in social media. Once again, pulling them in with that valuable freebie, the item that they're looking for. The key here is that the freebie needs to be easily digestible. This is what I mean by that. Your visitor, your new prospect can review and absorb the content in 3 to 5 minutes. And yes, absolutely, you can have a longer format lead magnet, such as an ebook. And in fact, that's one of those specific topics that I'm going to dive in deep on future episodes, because they are a terrific way to grow your email audience. The key here is that I'm talking about something that you can work on this week. Get that fire out of your hair and instead ignite the fire for your sales leads. So we're talking about a quick, easy, and effective freebie that's going to get you started. Now, here's a great formula that you can follow. Create a checklist, a 7-step roadmap, or a guide. Now, you may say, well, why did you say 7-step roadmap? It's often that you can do like a 5 or 7-step, but 7 is literally like a magic number. And it's a great way to create those 7 steps of what your ideal client or prospect can do to move them from here to there, bridging that gap of that pain point, that area of concern, or the problem that they're trying to solve. So a checklist is also a really great piece because these are very popular and they are easy to create. Think about it. When I'm looking at putting together a script for the show, I literally have a checklist of all the things that I need to include. So you already know the things that need to be on that list. It's like, check, 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 check. These are the steps that I need to take. The bottom line is that your freebie content must align with your client why to trigger interest and consumption of your content. All right. So let's talk about the delivery method of this. Let's say it's a checklist. All right. Now, your freebie is going to be featured on your website. It could be a call to action. It could be right on that up top of the fold, right on your main image about the call to action for them to go and grab that freebie. It can be later on down the page. It can be an exit pop-up that comes when people have the intent. It appears they have the attempt to exit from your website. It could be a slide in. It could be something that sits on the right or the left margin. It can be all of the above. So the visitor will then click on the link and they go to the lead magnet landing page. All right, so they've seen your link in whatever way that you've presented it. And now they go to a landing page. The landing page is really quite simple. They've already indicated their interest and intent. So you need a headline, What is this for? Why does this answer their big why? All right. Who is it for? An image of the freebie. So this is a thumbnail of what they're going to get. And then content or copy that answers their why. And a very prominent button or call to action to get the freebie. Your website visitor inputs their first name and email, and they click to get the freebie. So I want to take a little bit of a moment here. Let's sort of take a step back. You can ask for more information rather than just their first name or their name and their email address. But I want you to be aware that the more information that you request, the less likely someone is going to click through or convert. So because you're putting up barriers. Now, in some cases, you're going to want a little bit more information. That's up to you. But that is a barrier that you're creating because they're having to provide additional information. And it's very common that people get their name and their email so they can get their free thing. All right. So after your visitor has clicked to get their freebie, a new window appears letting them know that the freebie is on the way. It's going to be delivered to their inbox. And you're going to provide information on how it's going to be delivered, what the subject line is, etc. So this is content there. And in addition, on this new page, that window that popped up, after they had opted in, they gave you your email address, they gave you their name. This has additional information to book an appointment or to take the next step in your funnel. It could be to do an assessment. It could be to take a quiz. But booking an appointment is a logical next step, and it's tied directly to the want, need, or lack that the freebie addresses. So if the freebie is addressing a healthy meal plan for those people who want to eat better, you're not going to have a complete disconnect for an appointment to talk about weight loss, because that they opted in for a healthy meal plan. So instead, you're going to want to make sure that the content about why they're booking that appointment is directly tied to the freebie, so it makes sense to them. So how can they, put these meal plans in place? How can they get some advice and consultation or help on how to implement this in their own lifestyle for their family? All right. So it needs to be directly tied to the want, need, or lack that your freebie addresses, and moving into the pain point or area of concern to be addressed. So it's the next logical step. And this is actually the ideal time to move your visitor, who's now a member of your audience, further down the sales process, because you're enabling them to schedule a meeting and take the next step. Now let's go back to the checklist. Now, your visitor receives the email. And with that email is literally that copy that was on the landing page with that, how they're going to retrieve that freebie. And it has a link to download the freebie. So the key here is that you're training your new prospect to open and click through your emails. Now, of course, you can go opt onto a landing page and just get whatever it is, and that someone then receives they get whatever it is. They clicked in, they gave you your email address, but you're actually missing an opportunity. And I want to point out that you can at least initially have it so they just can download it, but having these additional steps, you may think it's adding some barriers, but you're actually training them. All right. You're training them to open and click through your emails. So they receive the email to download that freebie. So at this point now, they're going to click the link, the download link, and they will go to a new landing page. And on that landing page, my goodness, you are going to delight and wow them with some bonus content. A very simple thing here is to add a couple of videos. And then once again, you can do 3 steps. Step 1, download their freebie. Step 2, watch this video that's directly related to the freebie. It's the next logical step. In fact, it could literally be you talking about the content that's in the freebie or a specific point. All right. Step 3, another bonus video. All right. Bonus videos are very interactive. People love them. They get to see and hear you. And it's easy to create that content based on that freebie content. It's literally an extension of that, the next logical step. And you're delighting your visitor, now a subscriber, now a prospect, with this additional content. You're giving them that wow. And at the bottom, as they scroll down step 1, step 2, step 3, the next logical step is to book an appointment. That's right. To take the next step in the journey, to take an assessment, to schedule a consultation. And once again, it's directly related. It's literally the same content that you had before when you were walking them through before they got the email. All right. So if you can see that logical sequence. And to be clear, this is a more advanced sequence because you've put multiple steps in. And you can simply allow the visitor to download the freebie once they've provided their email address. And once you've created their freebie, that may be that first step until you build the sequence. All right. I want everybody to think about this. You don't have to have it all done at once. All right. It's better to take action, just like shoving my brother into the dirt to get his hair out, to get the fire out. Get the freebie up, get the landing page up, then add those extra steps. All right. Because when you have those extra steps, you allow yourself to not miss the immediate opportunity to move your new prospect, your new subscriber forward in the next step. When they've already decided to get the freebie, they've already opted in. That's where their mind is at. They're headed in that direction. You want to guide them further along that path because they're interested and they want it. And as I said, adding these additional steps performs a very key strategic piece of the puzzle. You're training your new subscriber, your new prospect to open your emails and to click through them in the future. And that bonus content, that's demonstrating what it's going to be like to work with you, that you're always going to over deliver, that you're going to provide them with this delight. It's the candy or maybe that's the healthy broccoli that keeps them coming back. You are setting the stage of what it's going to be like to work with you and your team. Let's move on to the next step. They've gotten their valuable freebie. They went through that process. Now you're going to initiate an automated welcome sequence. And this is a must-have. They've already warmed up. They're interested. They opted in. And depending on your business, you may have multiple versions that you need to create for this welcome sequence. But in this case, we're looking at this one entry point that your visitor has come from. They are now a subscriber. They are now a prospect. A welcome email sequence allows you to introduce yourself, share value, and demonstrate your gratitude. Your tone should be authentic, genuine, and reflect your brand. You will significantly reduce churn or unsubscribes with a good welcome sequence. And it's easy to get someone to accept your freebie. The key factor for email growth and to guide that potential client down the process is to hold on to them, right? You need to add them to your list and you need to hold on to them. So here's something I want to point out. Okay. I recommend a 3-part welcome sequence. Way back in the day, we had a single welcome. It was more of a generic welcome. We welcome people to our list and then they immediately went into our email. Now we changed that welcome sequence from that single welcome to a 3-part entry point sequence. And we reduced our unsubscribe rate by 38%. Okay. And this isn't just me. This is for everyone. This is best practices. That's why a 3-part welcome sequence, that magic number 3, is a really good fit because it lets you set them up. That first email, it's like, who are you? You know, this telling them more about you, welcoming them to the tribe and the community and how you're going to work with them. And now I want to point this out. This allows you to also customize that first email based on that entry point. So once you have multiple lead magnets set up, you can create different first emails that then lead into the second and lead into the third. Okay. So this is a great strategy for down the road. It's an advanced strategy. So let's just get that first one done. Now I want to point out another bonus tip here, and this is really vital, and you should use this in all your emails. It's the option for subscribers to opt out of a sequence and yet remain a subscriber. So here's the thing. If you're going through a launch sequence, let's say you've got a new course that you've put together, or you have a new product that you're introducing, this allows a subscriber to say, well, I don't want to get any more of these emails because I'm not interested in this product, yet I still want to remain a subscriber. So this allows you to do this also in the welcome sequence. Maybe they don't want to get all the welcome emails. All right. But you're giving them the ability to choose. Another key thing about the welcome sequence is the cadence. All right. If you have the more advanced technique that they've had to click through to get the freebie and they've gone through that, then you're not going to want to immediately send them another welcome. You're going to want to pace it 1 business day, 2 or 3 days later. It all depends on your client, your target audience, their expectations. What do they want, need, or lack? But once you start that welcome sequence, I would normally recommend it goes out. If you've got the more advanced feature, it would go out at least 1 business to 2 business days later to welcome them to the tribe. If they've just opted in and they were able to grab and go download the freebie, then you're going to want to immediately welcome them within like 15 minutes of their receiving the freebie. All right, of downloading it, of opting in. Now, there are 2 things that you must include in the first welcome email. Number 1, a simple yes or no question to ask to reply. All right, so you are going to ask them a question and ask them to reply. And the purpose is to drive engagement. And this needs to be something that they can literally say yes or no. They can hit reply and say yes or no. The second is to add this sentence. I am going to offer you free and paid resources. All right, I'm going to repeat that. I am going to offer you free and paid resources. This is the setting the expectation, right? Not everything's going to be free. They are going to be offered to purchase products, services, to join in a special retreat or a boot camp, whatever it happens to be. So that's a key phrase to include in that first email. And here's a bonus tip number 3. Welcome perks. This is exclusive content, resources, or access that only your subscribers receive. Now, this is just like when you have that advanced sequence where they go to a landing page and they get those 2 bonus videos, because it could be a video that you create that they click on and watch on Vimeo or wherever you have it hosted, but nobody else gets to see that. It's private. It's exclusive for your subscribers. And once again, it's guiding them down the journey. It's a valuable tip. It's creating something that they want, need, or lack. It's answering a question, something that's of value. And it's a true bonus perk for your audience. And when you do that, you're going to dramatically decrease the number of unsubscribes you get. You're still going to have those people who unsubscribe after that first welcome email because they just wanted the free thing. But as you take them through the first welcome email, then the second and the third, and you're building on this, by the end of that third email, you pretty much have got them. They are your subscribers. and they are part of your community, your tribe. And now it's up to you to nurture and care for them. And throughout all of this, the most important thing I want everyone to be mindful of a welcome sequence truly initiates that know, or that like, know, and trust factor. And it's where you start nurturing that prospect and establishing a relationship. So this welcome sequence is vitally, vitally important. Thank you so much for tuning in. My purpose is for you to get more clients. Bottom line, don't make this harder than it has to be. Sales should be a win-win. And on behalf of the WinWin Women Network, I have carved out a limited number of time slots to invite you to ignite on an Ignite Your Sales call with me and see what's working, not working, and what you would love to have working. I'm going to see how I might further support you in effectively generating more leads, converting more sales, and fulfilling on your promise as a brand and organization. The fastest way to success is to assure people know that they matter. And the best way to make this happen is to build a consistent sales strategy to acquire, convert, and capitalize on every lead. You will find growing your business is easy and lucrative. Today, we learned how to build a winning sales process with valuable freebies and warm welcomes. The key is for you to implement these steps to stop wasting time, energy, and resources. Let's get that burning hair out. All right, let's take action and put this in place. You have the opportunity to jump in and get the support you need for true success. Say yes to you and get on a call with me. I'm truly gifted at this, and you deserve a shortcut to your success with the right support. Go to p2q.link/win-win. You can also connect with me on our website, and to stay current on all of our insightful advice, breakthrough advantages, and never miss an episode of Get More Clients, you can sign up for our weekly wisdoms at petitetoqueen.com. Next week on Get More Clients, we're going to dive into one way that you can attract more prospects. You can increase your reach and your exposure and really knock your SEO out of the park. You're going to discover how to attract new sales and showcase your expertise with guest podcasting. So I will see you next week on Get More Clients.